I really appreciate all the game stores out there who sell flesh and blood, and I wanted to talk about how awesome they are and just really go into depth on how I think, guys, we really need to be nice to these guys and just show our support in different ways that we can because running a game store in 2021 must be very tough. I mean, times are changing, things are going online and digital, and the people who are selling the games we love, we really need to just appreciate them, no matter who they are, man. Local game store, online game store, selling games at the back of an Arby's, man. Whoever they are, whoever's selling trading card games, especially Flesh and Blood, man, I really appreciate what they do. And I know that in this current time period, I want to delve into an impending thing with the pre-orders of Monarch product in 2021 for Flesh and Blood. Right now, it's the early parts of February, but it looks like we're running into some deep times ahead where the product's not going to be out there. But even no matter what time period you are in life, man, if you're in the year 2050 and there's flying cars, just be nice to your local game store or any online game store because they're really doing something really special and they're just being nice in my mind. And especially if you're in the future, if you're in the year 2050 and there's trading card game shops, please be the nicest person you can to them and just like bravo. But let me delve into the Monarch pre-order thing. I think personally, and this is not investment advice. This video is entertainment. I'm not giving you type of advice that you could use or anything like that. I'm a normal guy in a normal room. This is a normal shirt. I am no special person, but I'm telling you that in my mind, pre-orders for Monarch will get canceled. There will be game stores who cancel pre-orders. There will be game stores that most likely sell promo cards to the public on eBay. There's going to be stores that do other deals outside of the public or do other stuff like that. It's just how things work. And, will this happen a ton or not so much or in the middle? Who knows, man? But I'm going to tell you this is that at the end of the day, the game store is there to sell trading cards and get them out to the public. And, be it they have a brick and mortar or if they're online, anywhere else, man, they're a person just like you. Put yourself into their shoes, man, and think, if you're running their store, if you had your own game store, right? And you had to sell trading card games wherever you are, right? You have to make a living. You have to bring food and shelter to your family or yourself and stuff. So if you come home at the end of the day after a week of working and you talking to your significant other and they said, "Oh, hey, so how's your business going?" You're like, "Great. I gave all the products out and I didn't make much profit margin at all and everyone's happy." It's like and your significant other's like, "Okay, I'm very happy for you there, but how much money did you bring home for us?" Like, "I didn't bring home anything. It was just all free labor because I didn't net out at the end of the day." You're not going to survive very long doing that thing. And what I want to say is that I really want to harp on this is that when you're a game store, from what I've heard, you can get burned on a bunch of different things, but then one thing might skyrocket and make most of the profit for, that covers a bunch of other dud things that didn't pan out the way you want. So, as a game store, it must be very tough to run a business, especially in this time period, in this era, man. So, I think that in this time period coming up in 2021, if you have Monarch pre-orders, if they get canceled, I'm sorry, man. It happens. And you don't know at the end of the day what happened. Your local game store or online game store that you purchase your product from, maybe they really didn't get those through allocation. Maybe they did and they decided to do something else. But at the end of the day, I think that when you do something like a pre order, you are not doing something that's very certain. Your risk is extremely high, and I don't know if you know that, because a lot of things I think people really equate pre-order to the video game space. They think, hey, I pre-ordered a game. I'm gonna get that game. It's a sure thing, man. I paid up front. Not so much. Not so much at all, man. When you pre-order for trading card games, it's completely different space. I mean, so many different things can happen to where you do not get your pre-order. You do not get the product that you pre-ordered, and you do get refunded at the end of the day. And there are a bunch of different scenarios that can play out. And regardless of what plays out, pre-orders or anything else, just please be nice to the local game stores or online game stores. They're I can't speak to anyone in particular of how ethical or morally upright they are, or if they're good or bad, wrong or right. There's no different thing, man. It's all gray area. But the fact is, even though there is that big gray area of space of what happened and what decisions did they make when they're running their business and all that, you could dissect that and say, hey, this is the reason or that's the reason why I don't like them. But all in all, take all those reasons and put them to the frickin' side and look at the purpose of them running a game store. It's to get games out there to the public. It's to distribute those things out there. And I I think that's the big picture that we all have to realize, and that's why I really appreciate game stores, no matter who you are, man. Even if you're a game store and you've done stuff in the past and things like that, if you do stuff that's against Legend Story Studios policy, well, there's a policy in place, and things have to go the way they go. That's how it is in life, You have to decide what you want to do. And I personally, I don't judge any local game store for doing anything like that. I can't imagine what it's like. Especially, and I've said this in the past with promo cards. I've been negative on game stores, and I don't mean to, but I'm just saying it because I'm putting myself in a game store's shoes. If I was running a game store and you handed me a bunch of cold foil promo cards and you said, "Hey, these are $50 bills like attached to this product. Give them out for free with the purchase of a product." That's hard for me to wanting to do that. I can't say for sure not what I would do if I was in that situation. And you can judge me all you want, but I don't know if you do the same thing as me, man. Because think about it. If you're behind on rent, or if you have a bunch of bills that you had to pay or all this stuff, and you're at a deficit and you're trying to run your business, and the longer you stay alive as a business, the more customers that you can help in the long run, and you see the Flesh and Blood Legend Story Studios is sending you these promo cards that are literally $20 or $50 bills. Like, how hard is that to not wanting to just tell your customer, sorry, we sold out, we didn't have enough? I mean, I, I just, I don't know. It's a perplexing question that I, I probably would do the right thing, but I sure as hell can't tell you for an absolute fact what I do. And that really just tells me that there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and running a game store really does look a lot harder than than a lot of people think. And I think that if you are typing right now and commenting and trying to rebuke what I'm saying, and you've had bad experiences, I'm sorry, man. Sorry that's happened to you. And I respect anyone's opinion if you want to say stuff, but if you're very passionate about it, run your own game store and see what it's like, because I guarantee you it's probably going to be an eye-opening experience, because I've talked to different game store owners, and I've heard the anguish and the dilemmas that they face, and it's just a mind fuck, and it's just made me it just makes me really not want to ever do that in my life. I mean, maybe I will, who knows, down the road where life will take me. But as of this moment, I just look at that and I just oh, good God, like this is insane. Just the all these different decisions, and you know I have also been very ridiculed, and people have bashed me in the past. People have accused me of being affiliated with other game stores on different platforms, and they've accused me of defending them and being like like I was with them, and I was affiliated with them and stuff, and I was not being you know authentic. And I have a big problem, and if you're listening to this late, and I'm just gonna say, like, I have a problem. I'm not very good at making videos and really telling you about game stores that I like because it feels too much sales pitchy because I don't know, I just do love the stores and there's a lot of stores out there that, talk about a lot because I like them. And I'm a little bit too sales pitchy and I know and that's totally fair. But the reason why I am is because I really like them. And I can tell you with 100% fact, and if anyone if everyone up to this point, it is currently February 8th, 2021. I have not been paid a single cent by any game store at all for doing any review. I have not gotten compensated whatsoever or any such way. So any type of opinion I've said is just full my opinion. And I'm not like buddy buddy with anyone out there in the game store realm. If I've talked about different game stores out there, it's because I've formed a friendship over transactions. I've transacted with a bunch of them in the past, and I've had good experiences. So if I'm a customer, I have good experiences, and I love Flesh and Blood, and I see they love Flesh and Blood, I'm gonna talk about them. I'm gonna try to boost them up because I think they're awesome. And you know, I also want to say is, let's say you have a bad experience with a game store, right? Let's go on the devil's advocate thing, and you're like, Bronson, I know you're saying to be nice to the game stores. I feel that. But I've had negative experiences with this game store. I don't like them. I'm telling you, man, that's okay. Just don't shop there anymore. You don't have to shop there. And I will tell you very straight and be blunt, man. I have had bad experiences with game stores, and I just don't shop there anymore. And I just don't talk about them. Could I flame on them and you know, just bash them on certain mediums and stuff? Of course I could, but do I? No, because at the end of the day, I know they're trying their best in life, most likely, and they have like significant other, and they have a family to feed. They're a person just like me or you. They are real people, and regardless of what your experiences are in life, it's really important to know that is that with the digital realms and we have screens in life and iPhones and all these internet and people and things, right? When you were doing this and communicating with stores and transacting, they are people. There are people behind that. And I think that it's really important to realize that and realize that it's good to be nice to them. And if you're out there and you're saying, "Hey Bronson, I've had a pre-order from this store and they declined it. I was nice. I did another pre-order, they declined it. Another pre-order and they declined it." Then just you gotta move on, man. Then don't support them. Support another store that will do pre-orders and give you the product or do the right thing. And I just want to say at this current time, I really like the places that I get my cards for Flesh and Blood, and I'll plug them now. I really like Mitch from Midtown Merchant, and I really like you know Jason from Deck Edge. He's got some really good booster box deals, and even the big man himself, Rudy from Alpha Investments. I like him for booster boxes and also promo cards. So I've got my three main places there because it gives me a wide variety. I go to Mitch for the singles. I go for I go to Jason from Deck Edge for booster boxes, and then Rudy, I go to him for booster boxes as well, but also those sick promo cards. And Rudy's been amazing at just marketing the game as well. He brings that as well. And the reason why I focus on these people is because, let me go in order. Mitch from Midtown Merchant. He's a really passionate guy. You've heard me talk to him in the past on my channel, and he's just an upfront guy, and he's saying, "Hey, I want to make it more affordable for people to buy trading cards." And then Jason from Deck Edge, he's the same thing in the same boat, man. He just wants more affordability for the booster boxes out there to the public. And he really stands by that. And he's proved that. And then Rudy, man, he's loved Flesh and Blood from the very beginning. He was one of the, first people on the boat. He was trying to pump this game for a while now. And it's really great to see that. And I really appreciate that. And if he had done all the stuff that he did, maybe I wouldn't have gotten into Flesh and Blood. I can tell you for a fact that before I was really passionate about Flesh and Blood, I definitely saw his videos, and me checking out Flesh and Blood was probably a scenario where it was like, well, if he's doing it, I'm doing it. If he's in, I'm in, and and that might have been type of thing that happened. I can't tell you for 100% certain, but you know, that's why I support him. So I just think it's important to realize that the people that you are going to, it's good to have a personal connection and know who you're buying from. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm not going to say that every card game store out there is out to just give everyone the best deals and they're not making any money. These are businesses. And what you have to realize is that they are putting in an insane amount of labor to run their shops. And if they have to make a good amount of margin on certain things, I'm fine with that. And I hope that a lot of other people are fine out there too, because it's very easy as a consumer or in any facets in life to really just get really just bitter and just like resentful to certain entities because you say, "Hey, I bought this and my transaction didn't go good and now I'm upset. I pre-ordered and I didn't get it, or I pre-ordered or I ordered this and I didn't get a promo card, or any type of other things like that. It's very easy to really have that tunnel vision mindset where you just don't realize that the people that you're transacting with are a person. And I want to say at the end too that I really lament over a lot of game stores out there for Flesh and Blood specifically that they did not get as much revenue from the product as other really giant big stores. You know who they are. They did like they milked the heck out of Flesh and Blood. Whereas the regular game stores out there did not get as much benefit. And I do I do will say that the big stores, whoever they may be, did prop up the game, and there was a big marketing aspect. So I'm not bashing that. It's fine. I'm fine with what they did. I wish that the game stores everywhere else, like the regular folks out there, I wish they got the profit as much too. And that's why I want you to notice, and I really want you to reflect on that, that, you know, they should be able to do that as well. And when they do that, when they possibly sell Monarch First Edition boxes for $300 or $200 or what have you. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers. I'm doing this for entertainment, not investment. But when they do those type of moves, or if they move with market prices, I support that. It's fine. I think as long as they have not contractually, said that they would do something and do something else, I think they have to do what they need to do. And, you know, I will continue online if I see people bashing the game stores that I personally like. I'm going to stick up for them. I am going to post. I'm going to say I'm sorry to hear your bad situation, but I stick by this game store because I like them. I think they do great and they're doing great things for the community, and they're really passionate about this, and I am on their side. And as a content creator and as a person out there in the space, I know that that is not really I really don't benefit from that type of thing, that drama too much, and I'm not gonna get too far into that stuff, but I feel hurt when I see people write things bad about stores and people that I like. I am gonna get a little bit upset, and I do wanna come and just say, "Hey, I'm with him. I support him," because at the end of the day, I realize that these people are really cool, and I know that they're doing a great thing overall, and I know that there is going to be customer experiences that are not very happy, especially when we're going into this Monarch product release in April 2021. I know there's going to be a lot of negativity, and I really hope there isn't. I really hope the best case scenario for this, and I'm going to rant a little bit more, is that in May 2021, I see a bunch of comments saying, Bronson, what the heck, man? You were totally wrong. I would love it. I'd be like, you know what? You're right. I was completely wrong, and I'm so happy. I'm really happy that everyone likes their game stores and everyone got their pre-orders released. Everyone got as many promo cards as they wanted. They got all their 20 or $50 bills, and that would make me so happy. I would probably well, I don't think I'd delete this video, but long story short, I'd be happy. But from what I've seen, from what everyone's saying, it doesn't seem like it's that event, and I just want everyone to really reflect and appreciate that these people who are running game stores, they don't have to run game stores. Game stores are not as profitable, I feel, as a lot of other types of businesses that people could be doing with their time. The dilemma that we run into is that people who typically run game stores are passionate about it. And I heard somebody on the Discord out there, the Reddit, no, the Discord group, they said, hey, anything with a passion thing, you're going to probably work your ass off. Because if you're passionate about it, then you're going to have a bunch of people who are in the same boat who are passionate about it. So, it's going to reduce the amount of margins that you can make because, there's so much demand to do it in the first place. So, I think that that's really important to realize. And I just want to summarize and say that, you know, I try to be nice to as many game stores out there and whoever they are, local or online, anyone, man, if anyone's selling trading card games in this day and age, thank you. I really appreciate it. And no matter what happens out there, if you're a consumer, please take time and reflect and realize that. And if you do have bad buying experiences, then I lament you I lament that for you. But, sometimes if your game store or where you're going to buy Flesh and Blood cards is not fulfilling your needs, move to a different one. There's many great trading card game stores out there, and there's ones that are really passionate about the game, who really just love the game, and they're doing it for that reason, and they want to give you a experience of being a consumer that's top notch, and they do the right things, and that's why I go to the shops that I do, is because I realize when they are put in certain dilemmas, they make the right decisions, or they make the best decision that's right for them, but also right for everyone else, and that's important to me. And that I really buy into the store first and foremost. I that really means a lot. And I will say that I will defend stores on different platforms if I see it and say, hey, I like this store. you know I I don't know what there is to say, and I hope I see more people out there and chime in with me and say, we like the store, we like the store. And it's it's gonna be an interesting ride with Flesh and Blood, and hopefully it's not as bad as I am thinking. But I really appreciate everything game stores do out there for Flesh and Blood and any TCG out there, and I really hope the best for them, especially coming up, but very much into the future, because they are what gets us the cards, and without them, it would be really tough. And Legend Story Studios, the whole purpose of them really doing this is, they really do want people to have that experience of people going into local game stores, or just playing the game of Flesh and Blood in stores, and just stores being around is kind of integral for their mission to being complete. So, yeah, just wanted to tell you guys that this is really important to me, and I really appreciate everything that game stores out there do. So, just once again, I just want to plug, Mitch from Midtown Merchant, great guy, love him. Jason from Deck Edge, great guy, I love him. And then, Rudy from Alpha Investment, really great guy, love him. So, yeah, just I like to support people who are passionate about the game I like, and who are really doing great things for Flesh and Blood. That's really important for me. And also giving me a great buying experience and giving me what I want. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.